Every product in that supermarket is basically the same thing, and it was never an accident. Have you ever looked at all these options and felt something was off? Stand there long enough, and the colors start to feel like noise. Peel back the label, past all that noise. It was always just corn. Miles and miles of yellow. One crop, repeating forever. Everything else? Messy. It rots. That makes it a problem for the system. The system runs on 5 things: corn, soy, wheat, sugar, oil. Everything else goes in one side, and a gray, stable block comes out the other. Take a nugget. That block just shaped like chicken. A desert of starch. Nothing else is allowed to grow here. A coin drops from above. The cycle resets. The monoculture always wins. And winning means this: a salad costs 15. A burger costs 1. They made it cheaper to eat a lie than to eat the truth. Follow the money and it always ends up in the same field. Your taxes fund that silo too. You're paying for the system whether you know it or not. Even the animals inside it never had a choice. That chicken never saw grass, just corn with feathers. And in the factory, it's always snowing white dust. That dust keeps the illusion together. Flip the bottle. Read the label. It's everywhere. The glue of the modern world, thick, sweet, and inescapable. Corn didn't grow to rule the food system. It was appointed. And this is what it actually looks like. Jagged, industrial. Not food, just a commodity. Once you have the commodity, you need someone to make it edible. They pull corn apart: starch, protein, oil. A Lego set. Build anything you want. One of the bricks is called maltodextrin, just corn in a white coat. It's in everything. And once the ingredients are set, they spend millions on how it feels. That heavy sensation on your tongue? That's not nutrition. That's engineered physics. Physics and soy. The ghost in every meal. Translucent, silent, and always there. Half that burger lived in a field. The other half grew in a pod. Can you tell which is which? Even the alternatives can't escape it. Different name, same emptiness at the center. Check the fine print. Soy lecithin, keeping oil and water from realizing they hate each other. Because in nature, they do. Oil and water have always been enemies. Lecithin forces them together, one big, artificial, stable family. But sometimes that stability slips. The breading peels away, and you see what's underneath. So they glue it back on. More starch, more soy. Illusion restored. Move it down the line. Same thing with the oil. They called it vegetable. There's not a single vegetable in it. Just beans crushed under thousands of pounds of pressure until they bleed yellow. Then it sits in a warehouse, hot, for months, already breaking down before it reaches you. Years pass. The bottle looks exactly the same. Real food would have rotted long ago. Give it a taste. It's nothing. A neutral, flavorless lubricant for the machine. And then there's sugar. The old king used to be a luxury behind a velvet rope, now replaced by something cheaper and meaner. High fructose corn syrup, melting into everything. Imagine a tanker truck of that syrup driving through your kitchen every single morning. That pasta sauce? Enough sugar in it to call it dessert. Nobody mentions it. Low-fat yogurt. They removed the fat, then pumped in syrup to fill the silence. Because they found a button inside your brain. It's labeled more, and they never stopped pressing it. Your reward system wasn't built for this. It's running ancient code on a manipulated diet. Sugar, fat, salt at exactly the right ratio. Your brain stops asking questions, just wants more. Even the sound is designed. That crack when a chip breaks, a tested, optimized frequency. There are people in labs measuring the decibels of a crunch with rulers. This is their job. The chip vanishes before your body registers it, so your brain says, eat another one. You finish the bag, the hunger signal is still at 0. Something happened. Nothing was eaten. They call it vanishing caloric density. Food engineered to disappear before your body counts it. And you're stuck in a maze of it. Every turn a nugget, every dead end a chip. Meanwhile, a banana with a brown spot feels wrong. We forgot that real food ages. Real food is on a clock. The industry hates clocks, so they build food without one. Behind all of it, companies most people have never heard of, but they've heard of you. Their product can survive conditions that destroy everything else in your kitchen. Shipped across oceans, years on shelves, and still called food when it arrives. Midnight at a gas station, the only thing glowing is the snack aisle. This is food access. The perfect product, stable, scalable, cheap, and almost completely empty. And it started here. A field that looks full of life, but every grain has been hollowed out. Strip out the fiber, strip out the vitamins, keep the white starch. That's all they wanted. What's left will outlive you. Not because it's preserved, because there's nothing alive left to rot. That becomes your bread, a sponge of air and starch wrapped around more starch. So they hire someone to fix it. A few drops of blue chemistry and the gray block has a personality. Zesty Ranch isn't a place, it's a formula. A code written to make your brain feel something. Why use real bacon when you can just spray the idea of bacon onto a block of soy? Blue raspberry doesn't exist in nature. Someone invented it. Your brain accepted it. That was enough. Because right now, most of what's inside your stomach is corn, in some form or another. You look in the mirror. On a molecular level, a large part of what you see is corn. And it's barely feeding you. The nutrients they added back, your body can't even absorb them. So your cells are starving inside a full body, holding up signs, begging for something real. Your body is expensive hardware running on the cheapest battery they could find. The fatigue, the brain fog, the system is lagging, and it's been given the wrong fuel. So you go looking. The health aisle, the green boxes, something that looks like a way out. Gluten-free sounds better until you see it's just a different white powder underneath. Plant-based meat. The ingredients list reads like a chemistry exam. Same system, better PR. Almond milk is about 2% almonds. You're paying a premium for water and a single nut. You spend money on the thing that quietly hurts you, then more money trying to fix it. And the loop never stops. Buy it, eat it, they grow more. Your hunger is a feature, not a flaw. Because the machine doesn't care if you're healthy, only if you keep moving through it. And it's protected. Farm bills, subsidies. Your grocery store is partly a policy outcome. The infrastructure has one intake slot, shaped like corn. Nothing else was ever meant to fit. This is what winning looks like from inside. A throne of beige, king of a hollow kingdom. The meat is corn, the coating is corn, the sauce is corn syrup. Just corn wearing a costume. The meat itself is just scraps, pressure separated from bone, then glued back together. Fried in soybean oil. If that bottle was being honest, the label might look something like this.
Then a mist of synthetic flavor at the end, drawn on an empty stage. Dip it in corn syrup, starch, oil, sugar. Your biology has no real defense against that combination. Step back. Look at all of it. This was never a coincidence. It was always designed. The shelves dissolve. The colors fade. It was always just a yellow field. You've been inside this loop your whole life. No clear beginning, no obvious way out. Stomach full, brain running empty. We confused being fed with actually being nourished. But there are two paths here. One is fast and cheap and everywhere. The other one is real. Real looks like this: a carrot. No barcode, no label, just pulled from the ground. You need a chemistry degree just to read a food label now. That says everything. Once the stamp lands, all the life leaves the room. It stops being food. It becomes a number. You keep clicking, consuming, scrolling, eating. The loop on your phone mirrors the loop on your plate. I'm not here to scare you. I just want you to see what you were never supposed to see. Because somewhere past all of that, something real is still out there. Small, quiet, waiting. And walking toward it starts with just one step, away from the skyline. Out here, it's quiet. A different kind of quiet, like something finally stopped. Every step still lands on the same ground, but knowing changes how you walk on it. The screen is still glowing. The algorithm didn't stop just because you did. Neither did the feedlot. That cow is still eating corn, processing it, just like you were. The fields are for sale, not for farming, for contracts. The land forgot what it was for. One green soybean, before the press, before the solvent, just a seed that could have been food. The machine is still hungry, not for food, for throughput, for the next unit, the next you. The profit line keeps climbing, the nutrition line keeps falling. They crossed each other decades ago. You're at the door of the lab, hand on the handle, looking back at all of it. Even the sun looks different now. A yellow circle, shining down on a world it helped hollow out. You can see it in everything now. You can't unsee it. That's the weight of knowing. Running from it, on a treadmill made of the same thing you're running from. Factory in one direction, a single tree in the other. Both are a long walk from here. Read the label one last time. It's not a list of ingredients. It's a confession. You pick up an apple. No science, no spray. Something deep in your biology actually recognizes it. The bar is full. The warning is red. Full of something. Still running on empty. It's raining kernels. A sky of corn falling on everything. And you're not even flinching anymore. A park where every tree is a cornstalk, every flower a soy plant. A dead kind of quiet. They told us you are what you eat. They weren't joking. The equation still holds. But there's still that carrot. Real, imperfect, vibrant.